After a long day of work, I hop in my van, head up here to Big Cottonwood Canyon, meet up with some of my buddies, and try the roadside project. My name is Rollin Grimmett. I'm a climber in Salt Lake, and Doggy Dog is a great test piece. It's the hardest route in the canyon. It's super proud, super overhung, super hard. It sits right next to the road. Specifically in Big Cottonwood, it's important to have a good partner that's psyched because a lot of the routes there are kind of by themselves. Doggy Dog is a really old route, actually. It was put up in '95 by Jonny Woodward, repeated by Jame Litz. And the original grade it was given was 13D, but it's quite the sandbag. Even if you don't know about Doggy Dog, you can't help but notice the roof that's sitting up on the hill overlooking the S-curves. So the route's very consistent, like a lot of hard moves in a row, a lot of hard clips kind of in the middle of the move, so you're kind of making moves just to clip. And it's pretty tricky. It's like, you get to this like clipping horn, and then the crux really starts. I set a heel, go to this kind of slopey pinch thing, walk the feet up, flip this to an undercling pinch, and then have to find like a reverse bike flip. And then I gotta come out of that, set my foot here, bump to the pinch, set my foot again here, and then bump to the sloper and kind of keep the tension on this foot. If I don't keep the tension on the foot and I kind of kick, and it's basically over, you just pop off. But if I stick it, then you're like pretty much done. There's like one extra hard move at the end, getting to that block. But I feel like if I make it to there, I should have a good shot at doing it. It's convenient because it's roadside. It's just tricky to find people who are also excited to try it. It's kind of hard, so there's not a lot of people that kind of have it on their list of things to try. A good partner is essential when you're tackling any project because they're kind of going to be there to support you. We're out here with Aaron, kind of showing him the rig. It's not a great one. It's more you just kind of crimping the sloper.
This thing is so steep.
Yeah, I really appreciate the help. It's kind of fun to have different people's perspectives and support. You know, it really does take some safe, good, reliable partners. And I've been really fortunate to find that.
So tall.
You know, we talk about community at large, but I think those individual relationships go a long way. It's fun to like try a project with a friend and to see them continue to try it. It's cool to like see what comes into popularity and comes into fashion as far as what routes people are wanting to try. Because there's a lot of options out there.
That was pretty good. That was really good, Rollin. You had some like one-arm pull-up moment there.
I think Big Cottonwood sometimes gets overlooked.
Dude, that was solid effort.
And I hope that that's not always how it will be.
Thank you. My name's Jonny Woodward. I've been a climber since I was 10 years old. I still get out a little bit. PG tips, the best. It was hard to find partners that wanted to go up there with me on a consistent basis. And so what would end up happening was I'd talk someone into going up for a day, maybe they'd go up 2 days, and then they'd be off on their project in American Fork or the VRG or something. And that went on for a while with a few partners, but they'd all said, Jonny, this is hard, it's probably 14A. So I was like, well, I don't know, that's great. I'm trying to do a 14A. And then finally, Dale Goddard got interested in it, and we went up together many times. And we were both doing it with one hang for day after day after day. And I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do if Dale looks like he's going to do it? And so it's like, well, I'm going to pull him off, obviously. I'm not going to let him do this. This is the democracy. It's a fascist dictatorship up here. So anyway, I did manage to get it red pointed with Stuart Ruckman belaying me, so I never had to test my friendship with Dale. But anyway, after I had done it, the people who had been saying, oh yeah, Johnny, that thing's probably 14A, started saying, oh yeah, nice job on your 13D, Johnny. So, it's like, okay, whatever, they know more about that stuff than me. But when the guidebook came out just shortly thereafter, I tried to persuade Stuart to put it in as 13E, just because I thought it'd be kind of like a little funny joke.
You never really know how the season's going to play out beforehand. You know, some seasons are super nice and dry and last a long time. You get like plenty of time to do your project, but other times it gets cut short.
Looks like a few moves are dry and doable, but the crux at the end is just, it's soaked. Too wet.
I basically did most of the 513s in the canyon and then put up just as many more of my own. I touched it once, like years and years ago, and couldn't even pull any of the moves. It was well above my ability. So I was psyched to come back and have it feel like possible and that the psych was there. And I don't know Johnny personally, but I really appreciate him and all the other First Ascensionists who had the vision to develop in Big Cottonwood specifically. I think that, you know, even though they might not be as popular, I think they're super quality lines. Doggy Dog's very well envisioned.
Hey, how do the holds feel? Oh yeah, baby. Oh, yeah.
I've been on maybe half a dozen routes more than a day, and probably never anything more than 2 or 3 days. And Doggy Dog was the first and only route that I have ever really projected in the modern sense of the word. It took forever, and I just thought I might never do it. And yeah, it just wasn't that pleasant. And after I red pointed it, it was so traumatic, the whole thing, that I had this other project out at Pequot. And I immediately went and just took all the bolts out of it because I never want to do this again. But having said that, I'm very proud of Doggy Dog, and I'm really psyched that I did it. And it is a great, great sequence of moves. I don't know Ron, but I'm psyched that he got on it and did psyched he was psyched. It's nice to see climbers finally getting on this thing, and I'm psyched that they're having trouble doing it.
I think that thuggy style that we find both on Doggy Dog and throughout the Wasatch is super critical to making me and making anyone a better climber. The style, both in Big Cottonwood and in American Fork, have made me who I am as far as my climbing skills and abilities and strengths. If it wasn't for local climbing, I don't think I would have become the climber that I am. After having done it, personally, I think it deserves that 14A. I took the victory whip because that's how Johnny did it.
All right, I'm gonna take the whip.
So John, I don't know who told you that I like tea, but they clearly didn't know me very well. And thank you for filling my teacup with some nice coffee.